What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is JRob here from Team Energy Golf Clash, coming at you guys again this week with yet again another guide and walkthrough video here for Pro and Expert Division in the Acacia Reserve Golf Course in the Savannah tournament. So we're going to be going over Acacia Reserve today, all 9 holes. Got a really great guide put together here for us today, so I really hope that this helps you. If it is your guys' first time to the channel, make sure you guys do consider subscribing. We do weekly Golf Clash content, tons of different stuff, and we're always looking for suggestions on content that you guys think we should put out. So if you guys have anything down in the comments that you guys would like to leave, definitely be a big help. But turn that notification bell on so you guys get notified when we do post videos. And if you guys are looking for some more detailed information as far as the tournament as it's going on, qualification and weekend round guides, we do that over on our Patreon platform. So if you guys are looking for some more real detailed information, definitely check that out. Link will be down in the description. But without further ado, let's jump on into Acacia Reserve and tackle this course. Alright guys, what is up? Welcome to the guide. So here we've got hole number 1, par 4 here for Acacia Reserve. We've put together an absolutely fantastic guide here for you guys today, and if you go through and correct all of the minor things that we did wrong here, you guys are going to do fantastic. So what we're going to do here is play this up into overpower if we have to. We're going to kind of cheat it back, use a little bit more topspin. Because we had a headwind here, we're going to be using about roughly, almost a ball of curl no matter what. No matter what our wind is, that's going to be, about the curl that we're going to want to replicate there. I would recommend using a Kingmaker or a Titan here, something with at least 2 bars of right-hand side spin and that amount of curl. Now, we did hit great left there. Still ended up nicely on the fairway there, so that's great. And that's going to essentially leave us, for a max to minimum distance approach here for our second shot, right in at the pin. Now we have a lot of fairway to work with, so whichever you feel more comfortable with, going with the minimum distance long iron approach or the maximum distance thorn approach, we're going to be playing that at plus 10% in elevation. So whichever is best for you and you feel most comfortable with is the option that I would best recommend. In my opinion, what I feel most comfortable with here is going with the short iron approach here with our thorn. And what we should have done here is I actually just played this at 0%, and we should have actually played this at plus 10% here, like, we're going to in the tournament. Now, if we play that at plus 10% and not 0%, we're going to be coming in there straight in at the pin instead of, about a square to the left there. So we should have actually moved that about a ring further. So we should have went 7 rings there instead of 6. So we do have a plus 10% elevation there on our drive as well. So definitely do keep that in mind. You're going to have to kind of, guess your topspin. If we have, a crosswind or a tailwind, I wouldn't really recommend going more than like 3 to 4 bars of topspin. But other than that, guys, you should be just fine. Alright guys, that's going to bring us on over to the very first of the par 5s that we have here today at hole number 2 for Acacia Reserve. So what we're going to be looking to do here right off the tee box here, we're going to be playing this with at least a power 4 or a power 5 ball, in my opinion here, if we don't have a tailwind. If we have a crosswind here or a headwind, we're definitely going to want to go with like a power 5 ball. But if we have a tailwind or a crosswind, kind of angled tailwind a little bit, we may get away with going with like a Kingmaker or a Titan here. But as you guys see, I kicked off the drive here with a Katana ball. And we actually ended up alright. We ended up on the green, but I didn't get the best second shot option at the approach that I really wanted to be able to show you guys. So we're going to hop to another clip here of us playing this hole here with a power 5 ball. And you guys are going to be able to see the distance. If we had a sniper, we're going to be about 2 rings further back than what we are right now, and that's not even counting our yardage plus our ball. So the Power 5 ball is definitely helping us out. And if you guys are having a little bit of trouble reaching the green, my best recommendation would be to either use, the Cataclysm if you have it, decently upgraded. The Guardian is a fantastic option as well. Or you could even potentially use like the Hammerhead or the Big Dog, but the Big Dog really doesn't have the best ball guide. But what we're looking to do here is play this with about a bar and a click of topspin to like a half of a bar of topspin. It all kind of depends on what your wind is. If you have a tailwind, you're going to use about a half of a bar. But if we have like a headwind or a crosswind, we're going to use roughly a bar. Now, I used just a hair too much there. We almost used about 2 bars there. And our ball guide is going to condense. So essentially what we're going to want to do is leave our ball guide right at the very end. Like the very end of our ball guide, we want that to be like right where the pin is, because we know that it's going to condense slightly further back towards us. So we know that it'll actually condense that ball guide and we'll be able to roll even a little bit further before the pin. So that's where you're going to get yourself into trouble if you one hop and you kind of don't overcompensate. You're going to end up in the bunker. So definitely keep that in mind. We're going to be playing the second shot there at max plus 20. Make a solid shot, and you should be okay. Moving right along here, guys, that's going to bring us on over to the very first of the par 3s that we have here today at hole number 3. So we've got this hole fairly dialed in here for you guys already. We have an absolutely fantastic shot that we're essentially going to be able to replicate with almost any wind angle. Now, if we have a really drastic headwind, that's going to be about the only time that we're not going to be able to actually replicate this shot. But what we're looking to do here is play this with anywhere from 3.5 to 4 bars of backspin and 2 bars of right hand side spin. Now we're looking for our blue ring to be just up into the little rough line there, like just touching, about like 0.2 to 0.3 of our blue ring inside of that rough line. And what we're going to do is let our ball guide fall short. It's going to look like it's going to fall short here because this green just funnels right down into the pin almost no matter what. If you get your ball to just cusp over that fringe, it's going to continue rolling straight down into the pin. So as long as your ball guide here is roughly like 2 to 3 squares shy here of the pin, you guys are going to be very, very close almost every single time, if not nailing that hole-in-one, because we're going to be playing this at max distance plus 10% elevation here. Now, it's almost max, but we're going to be playing it with max numbers. So what we're looking to do there is play that with 3.5 to 4, like we said, depending on our wind angle here. You may even want to play it with 3 in like a drastic headwind, but 3.5 seems to be the solid number with 2 bars of right-hand side spin. Get it to where it's like 2 to 3 squares shy of the pin, like we said. You're bouncing in off that location, coming straight down, funneling right in towards the pin as we just come over the left side lip there, almost dropping in for the hole-in-one. Okay, guys, that's going to bring us on over to hole number 4, par 4 here. And this is going to be one of those holes that we are really going to want to eagle it in any case possible here, if we possibly can. So we're going to be playing this here off the tee box, max distance plus 10% elevation here. We're going to be playing it with full topspin, trying to get it down as far as we possibly can on this right-hand side fairway. We're going to be bouncing off of this little plateau down the panhandled right-hand side fairway, over the bunker and the rough line, down towards the pin. Now, this green here is a little bit tricky, so we're definitely going to have to, tweak our adjustments here a slight bit. And, like we talked about a little bit at the beginning, if you guys are looking for more, like, detailed, like, extremely detailed information as far as, like, your qualification rounds and your weekend rounds, that, you guys definitely might want to check out our Patreon because, I'm doing extensive guides for you guys, giving you exact adjustments and with the wins and everything that we're actually going to be coming across in the tournament. So it might help you guys extremely. It's definitely worth a shot. But here on this second shot option, we're going to be playing this to mid to minimum distance here with either a wedge or short iron. Now this green is very unforgiving. I played this here at minimum distance, and with about 2.5, 3 bars of backspin almost, we left the ball guide through the pin, and we still came up just that little bit shy. So definitely make sure that you almost stuff that pin. You're gonna have to really push it up there, and don't trust your ball guide too much on this hole because it's gonna probably come up short. Now, definitely pay attention here on this hole with the tailwind as well, because you may potentially be able to drive the green. If we could use some overpower and we have a tailwind, we might be able to actually overpower and get it all the way down on the right hand side fairway before the bunker and be able to drive the green. So it's up to you guys. Good luck. Alright guys, that's going to take us on over to the second of the par 3s that we have here today. And this one is a little bit more of a trickier hole here in my opinion. Now, you guys can potentially play this here with a long iron. I would definitely recommend going with the Goliath or the B52 if you guys are playing that. Or you could just go with the Guardian here as your wood club and just play it with full backspin right up onto the green. And there actually is a decent little approach right before this fairway that you guys could potentially go with. But what we're going to be doing here on this potential option is looking for our blue ring to be about halfway up into that rough line. And that's a very vital location, because if you are a little bit further back, you'll hit a more line drive in approach location to where it'll bounce your ball and ricochet it straight in towards the green, and it will go way too fast, even with 4 bars of backspin. What we're looking to do is play that with just a little bit more curl there to the right than you saw me play it with there, and we're going to be playing it with almost the exact same spin adjustments, almost 3 bars of backspin right there, 3 to 4 depending on whatever your wind angle is here. We had a headwind, kind of crosswind here, so I went with about 3 bars or so. And we're going to be playing that with 2 bars of right-hand side spin and just a slight bit of right curl there, about a half a ball. And you guys should be very, very close at being able to land that hole in one. It's one of those shots that you can't necessarily replicate it the exact same almost every single time. But if you put that curl in there and get it, very close, you're going to be really, really close almost every single time, because it is one of those shots that if you can replicate the curl, then you're going to be pretty spot on as long as you hit that location. So good luck. Moving right along here, that's going to bring us on over to the second par 5 that we have here today, and one of those holes that we are going to be sinking the albatross. So what we're going to be doing here is breaking out the power 5 ball if we've got it and we have the wind capable of getting over to that right hand side little fairway there above the bunker. We're going to be playing it with overpower, about roughly 40 to 50 stack curl to the left, and 2 to 3 bars of left hand side spin, and we're going to essentially get it down that middle lane as far as we can. Now, I wanted to show you guys that we can potentially play it this option as well here, but you guys may want to take a better second shot option here than I chose, or at least get your adjustment right, because essentially we're going to be playing this at max plus 20% elevation here down the left hand side, and I'm going to show you guys a couple second shot options, but we do have a kind of funny little blooper that I'm going to show you guys, but it might help as well. That's why I wanted to show you guys. But we're looking to get it as far down there on that left-hand side as we possibly can. Play it with a bar to 2 bars of right-hand side spin, kind of cheat yourself back in, and line it straight down the middle. Play it with overpower if you need to, and get it as far down there as you can. And my best recommendation here would be to play it with the highest power ball that you could afford to use, and then either play this here, kind of correlating that in with the ball that you're using as well. If you're using a power 4 or a power 5, you may be able to get away with using the sniper, but if not, you're more than likely going to want to go with the Guardian, the Cataclysm at a higher level, something with a little bit of ball guide. But we're going to show you guys this right hand side drive option here, and then we'll go and look at our second shot options that we have. But just to show you guys that you guys can make it with a power 3 ball as well. if you guys do have a decent little tailwind here, we're essentially aiming for, the top left S hook on the left-hand side. So essentially, make sure that you can just curl it around, like we said, about 40 to 50 stack curl or so, if you're a little bit more to the right. But we use probably about 20 stack curl there in that particular clip. So if we would have curled it a little bit more there, we would have been more open down the left-hand side of the fairway, but it doesn't really matter. This shot here set us up for an absolutely perfect rough bump albatross opportunity here right out of the rough patch here before the green. Now, essentially, we're only going to be able to play this with the Goliath. So if you guys have like the Goliath 7, 8, 9 roughly in there, 6 may even work as well, this is how you're going to be playing it. If not, you may just want to go with like a more straight ahead approach here. We're going to be playing this here at mid distance, 0% elevation, just a straight up shot, rough bump. Make your solid wind adjustment, 2.5 rings here, straight in at the pin with almost full topspin there, coming straight in at the pin with a little whoop-dee, sinking that albatross. So, gonna be an absolutely great opportunity, guys. Nail it. But, want to show you guys one other shot option that you guys can potentially have, because more than likely you guys are gonna be going with a wood. And if not, if you don't feel comfortable going with this rough bump, definitely 100% use backspin, because if not, guys, you're flying right over and into the bunkers or the rough behind the green, and it ain't gonna be a fun opportunity trying to snag that eagle after that. So what we should have done here is moved this 7 rings, 6.5, 7 rings. Should have been perfect. 95 stat accuracy, but I thought it was played at plus 10% elevation here, and I moved it 8 rings over. So we hit that perfect ball, but we still came and hit the fairway. We're just shy there. So you're going to end up in a bunker. So definitely make sure that you can make a nice spot-on shot there. Alright guys, so here we've got the last of the par 3s that we have here today for Acacia Reserve at hole number 7. And you guys are definitely going to want to pay attention to how we are lining this one up. Now, what we're looking to do here, any wind that we have, we're going to be playing this with 2.5 bars of backspin and half of a bar of right-hand side spin. We're going to want to line our target up exactly how my target is here. Now, we were just a slight bit off there on our adjustment, but what we're going to be doing here is playing this at mid-distance plus 30% elevation. Now, hit that perfect ball, and your ball guide is going to condense itself. It's going to look like, you're going to come in straight over the pin just a little bit to the right, but you're actually going to be coming straight in and at it, almost directly on the line. Now what we're doing is overcompensating that slight little bit to, essentially compensate for the condension, the condensed ball guide, whatever the hell the word is. But we're going to be playing it with 2.5 bars of backspin and that, like a half to 3/4 of a bar of right-hand side spin. You guys are going to just kind of have to look there and see, the exact decimal number that it is, but it's anywhere between like a half and like 3/4. But we're essentially playing that with 2.5 backspin plus 30% elevation, and it's going to come in exactly like this ball does here, straight in at the pin, just dropping for that hole-in-one. So it's going to be an amazing approach, guys. Use the adjustment, nail that hole-in-one, and you guys should be absolutely spot on there with that one. Birdie. Alright though guys, that brings us right on over to the second to last hole that we have here today at hole number 8, par 4. So we got a couple different nice shot options here to show you guys as well here. But what we're going to be looking to do here is really play this down the right-hand side lane, especially if we have, an angled kind of left to right wind or tailwind here. You may even be able to drive the green here and go with some overpower and reach that second fairway there to the right. What we're looking to do here is play this with, 50 to 60 stack curl to the right, about full topspin, 3 bars of right hand side spin, and we're looking to get it down there as far as we possibly can, straight in towards the fairway and the green. Now we're looking for about, max distance plus 10%, about 400 yards there on our drive. And we're going to be playing the second shot here at plus 10% elevation as well. So definitely keep that in mind depending on whichever option that you have here to go with your distance. Because you may be at a short iron opportunity, you may be with a wedge. But I just decided to go with the float option here with our rapier because, the greens on this course aren't very trustworthy. So you're definitely going to have to kind of go with feel more than trusting your ball guide on this course. So I played this 7 rings there with our 8.2 miles per hour wind, mid distance there. Just hit that perfect ball. Shot. 2 bars of topspin coming in there, perfect for the eagle, hanging right off that pin. And that's going to be one of the better, eagle opportunities really there in the game. Now, I wanted to show you guys this as well because I know some of you guys are going to end up in the rough back a little bit further on, and I wanted to show you guys that you can play a rough bump, Nirvana shot out of the rough here straight in at the pin, and it is a very good option. It's probably going to be the only option that you're really going to have to still land a shot, and go with a good opportunity if you do land in the rough. If you do have a Houdini, I believe this may work if you are in the bunker. But essentially just play this here at minimum distance, mid to minimum distance, I guess, depending on how far up you are, plus 10% in elevation here as well. We made a 2-ring adjustment here. I don't know what I was thinking. I almost moved it 3 rings, or 2.5 there, and then we changed it back and moved it 2. But yeah, coming straight in there, right off the pin there, again, for the eagle. Absolutely beautiful. Alright guys, that's going to move us on over to the very last hole that we have here today at hole number 9, par 5. So, there's a few different options here actually that we could potentially play this hole. We could potentially play this here to the right hand side and kind of go down the little figure 8 option there, kind of the left hand side of the right hand side, but it's essentially just as good to play it down this left hand side in various types of winds, with a crosswind or a tailwind, and it may even be a better bet here in a headwind, with the bounce over the rough shot. But if you can go with the overpower and you can reach the furthest left fairway, that's what we're really going to be going for, because it's going to give us the best distance to the pin at really being able to actually land a solid shot here for our second opportunity. Now, in my opinion, I would definitely recommend going with the highest powered ball that you can afford to use, and that's going to be like a power 4 or a 5 ball if you have it, because using a sniper here off of the left-hand fairway is going to be the ideal situation, but with some balls, and even in the location that I'm in right now at around 410 yards, we're still even just that slight bit shy of the location that we actually need to get to here. Now, it's going to factor in with our wind as well, but as you guys can see, right about a ring above, about a half a ring up is where I need to be. So we needed to be about a ring to half a ring forward, plus that room to be able to adjust here with our angled headwind. But because we really don't want to play this with topspin, because if we play this with topspin, it's going to ricochet off the rough and it's going to fly across the green, no matter how much backspin or topspin that you put on it. So what we need to do here is really play this with just a half a bar of backspin, and we really need to get the distance to get down there and be able to take this shot. Now, if we can't, you can potentially use the Guardian for this specific shot, and if not, you could just use the Guardian and just go straight up on and over the green, and you just use backspin straight up, fairway to fairway. And but if not, and you are able to get down there just that little bit further, like you see my opponent do here, you're not going to want to play it with topspin like he is. He's a little bit further back in the rough, which is okay, but that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be like in deep rough and like hit like deep rough to be able to like bounce and come out. If you like, if it's like a, you know, a short kind of like clip of the rough and then you just hit fairway, you're going to roll really quick. And it's all kind of, you know, learning how, you know, how the ball is going to roll and how it's going to, you know, affect certain landscapes, you know, and how it hits. So you can see there, you know, he actually came in shy using the topspin because he did hit that deep rough. Now, I want to show you guys as well that you can play this off the right-hand side little fairway. Now, it may look like you want to play that, like maybe with some topspin or maybe not, you know, not a whole lot of spin, but we're actually going to be playing this with about 3 to 4 bars of backspin almost. Now, with the angled kind of crosswind that we had here, that was, you know, a little angled tailwind crosswind, kind of going straight at the pin. Essentially, that was kind of helping me out a little bit, and we were actually going to grow in distance a little bit with that wind. So I knew, you know, just to put that slight little bit more of backspin on it. But making our adjustment here, I knew about the amount of curl that we were going to need here, and you're going to need almost like full curl there on the Guardian. And you know, hitting that, you know, perfect ball close to it there, you're going to come up, in, and around, straight in at the pin there. And, you know, we were very close there, coming in straight, you know, around. Probably just add a little bit more backspin there on that shot, though. But, you know, it should be a pretty straightforward one there for you guys. Just make sure you can make a really solid drive. The drive there is going to be very vital at really getting your second shot placement in order. Well, alright guys, that's going to be the wrap up for the Pro and Expert Division guide and walkthrough video there for the Savannah tournament and the Acacia Reserve Golf Course. I definitely hope that the video helped you guys. We are planning on doing some absolutely huge things here in the future, guys. We have a very big project that I do have in mind that I really cannot talk about, but if you guys... any of you guys out there that are willing to help support the team and the mission that we are trying to accomplish, it is more than appreciated. You guys mean the absolute world to me because you are helping me accomplish my dreams. So please do consider sharing this with your Golf Clash community and your teams out there. I really would appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. I really hope that this gave you guys, you know, a good solid general idea on how to play this course. And if you guys are looking for more detailed information as far as exact adjustments, qualification, weekend round guides, that will be over on our Patron platform, as well as you know, our text guides, Golf Clash library holes, and all of the Patron-only content and stuff that we post over there that you can't get on YouTube. So if you guys are looking for some more stuff, definitely check out the Patron platform. But without further ado, guys, it is the end of the video. Thank you guys for being in here, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.